I am Hannibal Barca. I am the son of Hamilcar. I swore an oath of eternal enmity to the most powerful empire on earth when I was 9 years old, and I kept it for 40 years across 3 continents. And Rome, the machine that ate the ancient world, never defeated me in the field. Not once. Not ever. I crossed the Alps with 37 war elephants to get to them, because I decided that it was the way in. And once I decide something is the way in, the mountain does not get a vote. That is who you are asking about when you ask about me, Shaka Zulu. I have studied him. You do not survive 40 years against Rome without studying. Everyone worth studying. And Shaka is worth studying. He took 1,500 men and built 250,000. He looked at how warfare was done and decided it was wrong and remade it completely from first principles. I respect that. That is exactly what I did. The Impondo Zancomo, the bullhorn, beautiful. 2 wings that run faster than fear. A chest that holds the center and pulls the enemy in. The wings encircle. The enemy looks up and finds they are already inside a fist that is closing. Elegant, ruthless, effective against every opponent he ever faced. He never faced me. Here is the difference between Shaka Zulu and Hannibal Barca. Shaka perfected one formation and made it unstoppable. I perfected the art of making unstoppable formations destroy themselves. At Cannae, I took a Roman army of 86,000 soldiers. 86,000 against my 50,000. And I fed them into a formation I had designed specifically around their greatest strength, which was their aggression, their absolute institutional certainty that forward momentum equals victory, their inability to conceive of an advance as anything other than winning. I made a concave front. I let them push it inward. I let them feel the center bending. I let every Roman soldier in that line feel the specific intoxication of an enemy that appears to be breaking. I let them lean into it. Harder. All of it. And when they were fully committed, when there was no formation left, only a mass of 86,000 men pressing forward into what they were absolutely certain was a collapsing enemy. My wings closed behind them. They could not raise their sword arms. There was no room. They were so tightly packed by their own advances that they could not fight. They could only die. 86,000 soldiers, one afternoon. That is what I do to armies that believe they cannot be stopped. So Shaka sends his Impondo Zancomo at me. The chest advances. It is fast. It is disciplined. It hits like a wall. It is everything he built it to be. And I am not there. I have retreated. Deliberately through terrain I chose 3 months ago. Broken ground, forest passes, the specific geography that turns running wings into stumbling men, because you cannot run the bullhorn through a tree line. You cannot complete an encirclement. When the encircling wing hits an obstacle I left for it, his chest hits my center. His wings hit my terrain. And now the bullhorn is just a line. And I have been waiting for it to become a line since before the battle started. Now I show him what I kept in reserve. Not soldiers. A formation he has never seen, designed around the specific vulnerability I found in his system during the months I spent retreating and studying, and feeding him small victories to keep him confident and advancing. His men are fast. Mine are faster when they are rested, and his are extended. His men are fearless. Mine are fearless and prepared for exactly this ground. His formation is perfect. Mine is built to be perfect against his. The wings close, not his wings, mine. Now, I will give him this. Because I am honest, and the honest answer is always more dangerous than the flattering one. Shaka would not walk into this the way Rome did. He was not shaped by institutional arrogance. He had no assumption that he was invincible. He had earned everything he has, and earning teaches you things that inheriting never does. He would see the retreat, and he would suspect a trap. Good. Let him suspect it, because now he is choosing between advancing into a possible trap and holding ground while his supply lines, which I have been quietly destroying for 6 weeks, continue to fail. Between the risk of a trap and the certainty of hunger, every choice I give him is a choice between bad and worse. That is not accident. That is architecture. I am Hamilcar's son. I build things that last. I build situations with no exits except the one I designed for my enemy to walk through. He will walk through it, not because he is weak, because I am better. The record carries both of us now. 2,000 years and more on my side, 2 centuries on his. We have had an argument. Inside this continuum, in the deep layer where history lives and breathes and does not stop being itself. We have had the argument. He says the Impondo Zancomo would complete before my flanks could respond. He is not wrong that it is fast. He is wrong about whether fast is enough. I say the terrain negates the speed. He says he would choose the terrain. I say I would have chosen it first. He says his men could run any terrain. I say, let them try the ground. I walked 3 months before the battle. We go back and forth, and then we are quiet. And I will tell you what I told him when we were quiet. Shaka Zulu is the greatest military architect in African history, below the Sahara. I am the greatest military architect in African history, above it. We are the same instrument, built in different centuries for different theaters. If we met on a battlefield, somebody wins. And that somebody spent more time choosing the ground. My name is Hannibal Barca. I crossed the Alps. I destroyed Rome's armies on Roman soil for 15 years, and they could not remove me. I did it because I understood one thing, that every enemy I ever faced understood too late. The battle is won before the first soldier moves. It is won in the months of preparation. It is won in the choice of ground. It is won in the story you tell your enemy about who you are, until the moment you show them who you actually are. And by then, the wings have closed and the door is shut, and there is no more time left to understand what happened. That is what I would do to Shaka Zulu. That is what I do to everyone. Come find me in the record. I will be exactly where I have always been. On the ground I chose, long before you arrived. You want to know if Shaka Zulu can defeat me. Let me save you the suspense. No!